So if you own a Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Cube, here are 3 hacks that's worth checking out in 2023. So we're gonna jump right into it. If you're new to the channel, subscribe, hit the notification bell. Let's go. So the first one is going to be your Fire TV application. A lot of people don't know about it. A lot of people don't use it, but this is something that I find that's very valuable. And I've used similar apps on the NVIDIA Shield and it works really well. So what this allows you to do is essentially connect your phone to your Fire TV device. And with this connection, you can now use it to navigate, you can use it to launch applications. And it's just a really cool thing to do, especially if you don't want to use the remote or you don't know where the remote is. So to connect to the app, just make sure you're on the same Wi-Fi network. You should see your Fire devices pull right up. Keep in mind, if you have multiple networks inside of your home, just verify which network you're on, and once both devices are connected to the network, you should be able to select it and jump right in. So as you can see here, some nice big buttons I can use to move up and down, left and right. Also have the select button in the middle. I like the layout of this because there's no missing these buttons. They're humongous. So you do have some standard buttons there. If you look at the top, you have your settings. You also have your microphone. You also have a keyboard, guys. And where the keyboard comes in handy is if you go to somewhere, let's say for instance, you go to the app store to search for a particular app, you can just use the keyboard on your phone. That way you can easily type where you need to without any issues. So up top, you also have some applications. Now these apps, guys, are apps that's either on your Fire device that's currently installed or apps that's in the cloud that you have installed before. So from here, you can instantly launch applications. If it's an app that's in the cloud, you can launch it, then install it, whatever you need to do, but just makes it easier to get to your applications and launch them from your phone. Now at the bottom of the screen, you're going to have your back, your home, as well as your menu button, which functions just like the remote does. But also if you swipe up, you have a couple more buttons to work with. So you can see if you swipe up, you have the rewind, you have the play pause, and you also have the fast forward button, which I like how they actually hit it at the bottom, not to clunk up the interface. Now at the top, you're going to have your dedicated voice controller, your voice button. All you got to do is drag it down, then you should be able to interact using the voice controls. What's the weather like in Oklahoma City? So as you can see, that works flawlessly. This is something definitely worth checking out. If you're new to the Fire TV Stick, if you just purchased a new one, if you're a long-time user, it definitely comes in handy, especially when you're in a pinch. So the second hack, trick, tip, or whatever you want to call it, is the OTG adapter. And I know this is not new to a lot of people, but this has been something that's been clutch at keeping these Fire devices functional over the years. So if you guys are new, what an OTG adapter is, it basically plugs into your Fire Stick via the micro USB port on your Fire Stick. And on the adapter itself, it will have 2 ports. It will have one that will essentially replace it as your power plug, and the second port becomes a USB port. Now with this USB port, you can do a lot of different things. If you have a dongle for a keyboard and mouse, you can go ahead and add that. If you have an Ethernet to USB adapter, you can go ahead and plug that in, and that will give you wired connection, of course. And also, if you have portable storage, if you have a USB drive, if you have a hard drive that you want to add to your Fire Stick to give it more storage, this is probably the most commonly used purpose for this OTG adapter. So we have 2 here that we're looking at. One is a smaller form factor, the other one gives it more flexibility. Also there's a third one that gives you multiple USB ports that I have used over the years that works really well. So what I'll do is link those in the description. But like I said, if you own a Fire TV, if you own a Fire TV Stick, Fire TV Cube, an OTG adapter is definitely necessary in my opinion. Now the last thing on the list is going to be the ability to actually connect your Fire Stick to your laptop or your computer. Now for me, this comes in handy if you're on the go, if you only have your laptop and you don't necessarily have a screen where you can use your Fire Stick to get to your content, to get to a familiar user interface. And this makes the Fire TV Stick completely portable. So how this works is, guys, you will need this mini HDMI to USB adapter plugged directly into your laptop. It is plug and play, and it basically gives you the ability to turn your computer into a monitor. So the HDMI USB adapter comes with a USB extension, and depending if you need more room or not, but it gives it a flexible dongle essentially. So you can either plug it in directly, or you can go ahead and use the USB extension just to make the connection more flexible. So the USB end is going to plug into your computer. That leaves an HDMI input, and this is where you're going to plug in your Fire Stick. But the cool thing about this is that you still do not need an external power source to power your Fire Stick. All you need to do is use the micro USB to USB-A, plug the other end into another USB port in your laptop. So essentially, you're getting the power from a laptop to your Fire device, and the HDMI adapter becomes the input for your Fire device. So plug it in like this, open OBS, add the source, put a full screen, and you're all set. So not going to get into super details of how to configure the software. I did a full video on this, and I'll go ahead and link that in the top right, also the description. This works really well. The latency is not that bad. Audio passes through as well. And like I said, if you're on the go, maybe in an airport, a hotel, or somewhere that doesn't have that monitor readily available, this is a great hack in my opinion. So check the links for the OTG adapters as well as the HDMI adapter. I'll go ahead and leave those Amazon links in the description, and also leave links to videos that's showing you guys how to set all this stuff up. So drop your thoughts in the comments section below. Let me know what you guys think. Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one.